Alright, the moment has finally arrived. We are launching SwitchUpDeals.com. So if you've used something like Deku Deals in the past, by all means keep using it. At the moment, I would say that the interface and things like that are probably better, but we are moving towards something that I've been working with a friend for a while on. Shout out to Tim, the Aussie. But yeah, we'd appreciate you going and taking a look at it. There'll be a link in the description. It needs a bunch of refinements. Give me a load of feedback. Say this is good, this is rubbish, and we'll work to make it better. It also has links to SwitchUp.gg, so you can save yourself a little bit more money on your eShop credit. But yeah, backlogs, they'll be fine. What are the best games on Switch? Oh, sorry, the winner of the free game. Here you are, congrats, GG. What are the best games on Switch? Oh, if you'd like to win a free game, just leave your comments down below. What are the best games on Switch? Well, let's find out. I want to kick it off then with a game that many times I would put into the Savaloys selection, but I think it deserves its own spot for once. It's called Sumire, and it's 80% off in all regions, and it's basically a narrative adventure game that's all centered around a one-day journey through a really picturesque Japanese village. The main protagonist, Sumire, meets a little spirit creature who's there to grant her most desired wish. There are a few games that have made me feel similar to this. Things like Shin-Chan, in a weird way, has a same kind of flow to it, but actually there are a bunch of other games that come closer. What's the name of it? I've completely forgotten. You know, the one where there's like cats and stuff and you go into people's minds to help them solve their problems. Oh, that's going to really annoy me. I'm sorry. I know someone's typing it already. I've actually got the physical in the other room. I'm going to have to go and have a look. Oh yeah, found it. A Space for the Unbound. It has that kind of flow to it. It's a short game, so it's not going to take you a great deal of time to finish it. But if you want to find all of the little hidden secrets, it can take more like 5 to 7 hours. But generally, I'd say about 3 or 4 for most players. For this price, 80% off, it is an absolute bargain. Well worth adding to your collection, maybe just ticking it off over a weekend. The sale for this one goes on until October the 9th. Then we've got Borderlands 3, which is a US only region sale. And look, Borderlands in general has been getting a lot of hate recently. To be honest, I can't think of a game that hasn't released, that hasn't had a lot of hate. The online scene seems to have gone completely like over the top, in my opinion. You know what I mean? People were offended and upset by absolutely everything. They seem to forget that you can still enjoy games and have an opinion about, you know, certain things. And Borderlands 3, while it's not perfect, and Switch 1, certainly the performance isn't great, Switch 2 much better with a few weird graphical bits and bobs. They're enjoyable experiences, and if you've got someone to play with you in co-op, so you both own the game, then it's actually a nice way to play it. I was working my way through this one with one of my sons, and yeah, we had a really good time. So if you're after something that you can play with someone in co-op, then as I say, the US regions, you have a nice 60% discount on this one that goes on until October the 21st. Then a great game that I haven't actually mentioned once, I don't think. It's down to its cheapest price. It's called Elechead. It's 50% off, and that goes on until October the 14th. And it's one of those that looks so simple. So simple, but actually it's a great little puzzle platformer. It has that real minimalist feel to it, but it has managed to score a Metacritic of 86% and 81% as well for users. I think through its no-nonsense approach, it just concentrates on good fun gameplay in a nice little bite-sized experience. Now, Elechead, £3.99 or your regional equivalent, as I say, until October the 13th. TEVI was a real surprise, like a real pleasant surprise. This one is on sale in the EU and Aussie regions, down 30%. I'm pretty sure that's its cheapest until October the 14th. And it's a bit of a mashup of a few different genres, but it tells a really good story and has a very cool combat system as well. And there are places and locations that reminded me of some of my favourite games. Do you remember the New Zealand Story, like the colour palette from that? There's a location in this where you're on this tropical island and it just looks absolutely cracking. There's also some very funny dialogue, like it's well written, it's enjoyable and engaging. This isn't a very short experience, so while some of the ones we've spoken about already are tiny little things, this is about 25 hours if you're just going to go for the main story, and for completionists, about 60. So it's a real chunky beast, and I guess that's reflected in its slightly higher price, but well worth it, and there are also physicals of this one available as well. After that, another that would have been in the Savaloys selection, but I think we've just got to start giving some of these little ones their moment. It's LevelHEAD. Now, LevelHEAD is down 90% until October the 16th, and it's brilliant. It's also got offline 1 to 4 multiplayer, and you play as a new employee of the LevelHEAD division of the Bureau of Shipping, and you're trying to train up a GR18 delivery robot by creating levels, basically. So you craft the stages, you can add bosses in, you can do it how you want, really. But it's set around a campaign as well, so it's got clever use of prefixed ideas and tasks and goals with this creative element to it that for the price they're asking, yeah, it's well worth checking out. It also has cross-platform, cross-save, but for me, it's all about the couch co-op. This is going to be the one that my kids and I play this weekend. And so far, from playing it solo, yeah, we're going to have a right laugh. This is quality. That's LevelHEAD, 90% off, just £1.54, yes please, until October the 16th. TMNT Splintered Fate was one of Glen's favourite games when it came out, and it's also had some updates since it came out that adds in a new character, some new content as well. But if you like Hades and Hades 2, and I mentioned this in my Hades 2 review actually, if you like that experience but you want the co-op as well, then this is a really nice way of doing it. We had a right laugh bashing our way through the game. You fight Shredder a bunch of times, it kind of changes. It does its version of Hades' story system whereby the story gradually changes as you play based on how many times you fought a boss and things like that. But the fact that it's had that new content, yeah, it really is worth it now. And I mean, it was before. I think Glen gave it 90 something, like decent experience. It's 50% off, that's its cheapest ever price, and that's until October the 28th. Cozy Grove has dropped down in price once again. It's now £5.34, that's its cheapest, just over half price. This is your classic life sim, but it's slightly different in that it's all set in and around like a haunted, weird little island. I was sold instantly by that art style. Like, I don't know where they got the idea to do it like this, but it looks beautiful. Looks like you kind of half painted it, half hand drew it. It's got a 40-hour campaign, so if you enjoy the likes of Animal Crossing, you'll know how that plays out over several days, different tasks being given to you, lots of little mini games in there as well, things like fishing. But yeah, I really got on board with this. Not all of them catch my attention, but something about this one did. To give you an idea, the main story is going to take you about 70 hours, which is a crazy amount of time, isn't it? And completionists about 140. For £5, that is not bad. How much is that per hour? I don't know. The sale for that goes on until October the 26th. Another game that I've got on the shelf just next to me is Record of Lodoss War, Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth. I sometimes wonder why on earth they give these games such long names, but this one's great. It's from publisher Playism, but it's developed by Team Ladybug, who brought us the recent Blade Chimera, which I fell in love with, and then actually played this one after the fact, or completed this one I should say, after having reviewed that. And this is also great. I think they're a really good team actually for making Metroidvanias. At the moment it's £8.50, 55% off, that's its cheapest price, and it comes from creator Ryo Mizuno, I think is his name, or at least he had a part in it. It's a bit cliche in terms of how it begins, you know, your where am I protagonist, that old classic, but you've got both a sword, you've got ranged combat using arrows, swappable equipment, all the good things you'd hope for and new abilities being unlocked. This team actually have another game that is on sale that I can't recommend because I haven't tried it, but maybe one of you have and you can. It's called Touhou Luna Nights. So let's just pop the trailer in for that one as well as the prices, and maybe down in the comments someone can help us out, but there's something about it just kind of caught my eye. But either of those choices I'm thinking based on things like Metacritic will be good options, but obviously I can only recommend the one that I've actually played, which is Record of Lodoss War, Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth. That then takes me running towards the Savaloys, excitedly grasping at the game so cheap you wouldn't even be able to afford some regional junk food like the Fedcook or whatever else it is you like to enjoy when you probably should be eating a salad. First up, we got the nice little shmup in the EU and Aussie regions, Earth Atlantis. This one's cool, mainly because of the very interesting art style they go for. It looks like it's been drawn on old parchment or something, and it's a fun one, but I do wish it had multiplayer. It's only single player. £1.34 though, you can't go too far wrong. Beat Cop is one I think I was too harsh on. When this first came out, I gotta be honest, I played it for quite a chunk of time. I don't think I understood the flow of it. I think I've just got to be completely honest with that. I didn't realize that there were multiple different endings, that the way that I was choosing to do things changed that. And it tries to channel the feeling of like an 80s cop show. It does remind me of like an old Amiga game where it can feel a bit janky and you start to figure things out. I guess like some of the old Police Quest games in some ways. But for this price, I can definitely recommend it. £1.34, you can't go too far wrong. And the last Savaloy is the very addictive Sword Ship. This one's down 85% to £2.54, and it describes itself as a dodge 'em up. It is an action roguelite, so it does have that progression, those meta runs, and there are different ship abilities that you can get that help you to change your playstyle essentially to match. There is a story in there as well, set around, I don't know, some giant underwater cities or some such. But yeah, it's actually surprisingly fun, this one. It comes from Thunderfall as well. It's one of their smaller games that they've published but developed by Digital Kingdom, who are also known for Invisibles, if you remember that one. So that's it for this week. Hopefully you found a nice little barshan, something to tickle your fancy during the weekend. Remember what I said at the start, your feedback on SwitchUp deals will be most welcome. Like the poor guy working on it, I've already sent like a million things that we can improve. It needs a lot of improvement, and to do that, we need your feedback on the types of things that you'd like to see. So yeah, go check it out. It isn't great right now, like it's getting there, but it's not perfect. But as I say, thanks to all of you that enjoy the content. If you want to save yourself some money, you can do so over at switchup.gg. And as always, for all things Switch all the time, keep it Switch up. Cheers guys, see ya.